Alright, today we're going to watch a quick video about solving literal equations. This is when you have something like this. It will say solve for r, and you're given an equation, distance equals rate times time. And a lot of you thought this was very difficult on the pretest, but it's actually very easy. You want to solve for r, so what we're going to do is get rid of this t right here. So let's divide both sides by t, and we'll get rid of that. So the solution is r equals d over t. That's all you have to do. The equation is now solved for r. Please make sure you copy this all down in box 1. Alright, here's example 2. Copy this one in box 2. I'd like you to solve this video for yourself. If you're in EduCanon, it will stop automatically. If not, just pause it and give it a try. Solve for g. So what I'm going to do here is I'm solving for g. So what I'm going to do is get rid of the h. To get rid of the h, I'm going to divide both sides by h. These two cancel, so g is equal to p over h. And that's my answer. So that's all you have to do. The g, the p, and the h don't really mean anything in this particular equation. Make sure you pause it and fix any mistakes if you did not get the correct answer. Alright, in box 3 you can solve this problem, and what we'll do is we're going to solve this for r, for the letter r. So this one's a little more complicated, but it's really easy. Since we're going to solve for r, I'm going to start with r, and I'm going to write off to the right here. Alright, r. Now if you look over here and find your r, the first thing they do is subtract 4. So I'm going to write that underneath my r over here. I'm going to write minus 4. Alright, then the next thing they do to r, after they subtract 4, the next closest thing they do is divide by w. And the last thing they do, the next closest thing outside from the r, is adding m. So let's put that over here in a little box. I'm going to add m. So this is what they're doing to r. They subtract 4, which I wrote here. They divide by w next, right there. And they add m right here. Now why did I do all this? Because to solve this equation, I'm just going to work my way back up this set of boxes and do the opposite. So the first thing I'm going to do is look down at this box. Instead of adding m, I'm going to subtract m from both sides. Alright. So these two m's cancel, which is what I want to do, get rid of the m over here, so I have r by itself. And I have p minus m equals, m's are gone over here, I just have r minus 4 divided by w. So I'm going to come over here, I got rid of the m. Now the next thing they do in these, as I go up the boxes, is divide both sides by w. So what am I going to do? I'm going to multiply both sides by w. That'll cancel out these two w's. And over here I'm going to distribute. Change colors here. So I'm going to distribute. So I get pw minus wm equals r minus 4. So that takes care of that step. Now the next thing the first thing they did to r is subtract 4, so we're going to add 4 to both sides. So plus 4, plus 4. Alright, and these two cancel out. And I'm going to switch everything around here like I usually do. We're left with R equals PW minus WM plus 4. So that's that top equation solved for R. You can't combine anything else because there's no like terms here or anything else I can add up together. So that would be my final answer. Alright, this equation I want you to try solving for G. Again, if you're on Educanon, it's about to stop. If you're on YouTube, just pause it and try it. And I see I have 2 G's. So let's get rid of this G over here. I can't get rid of that G. Let's make that G a R. I'll make it a little more clear. So solve for G. Alright, so let's do everything they're doing to G here. Here's G. First thing they're doing is adding 4. Then they're timesing it by B. And then they're dividing by X. So let's go up. And the first thing I'm going to do is, instead of dividing by X, since that's what they did, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to multiply both sides by X. So, put X here, X, oops, X there. These two are going to cancel. So we get G plus 4. The sum of that times B equals RX. Now going up my ladder here, they did times B, so I'm going to divide by B. These two cancel, and I get G plus 4 equals RX over B. Now the next thing over here, we did divided by X, so we times by X. They times by X, so we divided by X. Now we're going to do plus 4, so we're going to do minus 4. Let's write that over here. So my final answer is G equals RX divided by B minus 4. And that's solved for the G. That's all you had to do. Alright, here's the last problem. Again, try solving this for F. This is the formula to convert Fahrenheit into Celsius. So if you knew a temperature in Fahrenheit, you'd plug it in here for the F, and that would make it Celsius, the same temperature in Celsius. So I want you to try to solve this for F. Again, if you're on anything besides Educanon, pause it. If you're on Educanon, it should stop. Alright, so let's use the same approach. I want to solve it for F. And what they do is, the closest thing to the F is subtracting 32. So we're going to put minus 32. Then they multiply by 5/9. So let's go up this ladder here. Now, a lot of you might not know this. You could say divide by 5/9, but that's the same as multiplying times the reciprocal. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 9 over 5. Alright, and that will get rid of this bottom box. So the 9 on top cancels with that 9, and this 5 cancels with that 5. And I'm left with 9/5 times C equals F Fahrenheit minus 32. Now going up my ladder, they did minus 32, so I'm going to do plus 32 on both sides. That will get rid of that box and get rid of this 32. So, I'll keep my boxes here. Those cancel, and I end up with, I'll switch it around here, degrees Fahrenheit equals 9/5 the temperature in Celsius plus 32. So that's the correct answer. Notice there's no parentheses in this one. And we are finished. Alright, make sure you can pause, rewind, check anything, make sure you get everything down correctly.